all of you. Welcome to Walk, Jump, Run, Storytelling through Gestures and Movements, an introduction to Odissi. Hello again. I hope you all are having an amazing day. I understand we are going through difficult times. In order to make these horrible times a little easier and add an element of fun to this, I have created this storytelling session. I am Shinjuli Chatterjee. You can see an image of me on the left-hand side. I am a second-year PhD student in the Department of Dance at University of California, Riverside. I am from India, a country in the south of the continent of Asia. I am an Odissi dancer and my research is on Odissi dance. India and its classical dance forms. The country India has a rich culture with 8 classical dance forms. India has 28 states and each classical dance form belongs to a particular state. The 8 classical dance forms are as follows. They are Odissi, Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Manipuri, Mohiniyattam, Kuchipudi, Kathakali, Satriya. Now here we have India, its states and their dance forms. On the left hand side we have a map of India showing its different states. The different colored areas are the different states and you can see the names of the 8 classical dances and the states to which they belong. On the right hand side I've created this table so that we can easily understand which dance belongs to what state. We see first Odissi belongs to the state of Orissa. On the map, we can see Orissa on the right hand side. It's right here at the extreme edge of the right in orange color. And you can see Odissi right next to Orissa. Similarly, we can see all of these other classical dance forms and the states which they belong to. Mohiniyattam and Kathakali belong to Kerala, Bharatanatyam belongs to Tamil Nadu, Satriya belongs to Assam, and so on. Here we have pictures showing the different classical dance forms. Picture 1 is Manipuri, picture 2 Kathak, picture 3 Bharatanatyam, picture 4 is Odissi, the dance form that we are going to learn about today. Picture 5 is Mohiniyattam, 6 is Kuchipudi, 7 is Kathakali, and 8 is Satriya. Aren't they all beautiful? Now, what is Odissi dance? We have already talked about these. Odissi is one of the 8 classical dance forms of India. It originated nearly 2000 years ago in the East Indian state of Orissa. It's really that old. Odissi draws a lot from temple sculptures and manuscripts. On the right hand side we have an image. We can see that an Odissi dancer is posing inside a temple. And if you look carefully you can see that there are sculptures on the temple walls. Here are again some images. Image 1 is a woman in a beautiful pose doing Odissi on stage. Picture 2 is also another dancer smiling in a beautiful red costume. Picture 3 on the other hand is of a temple wall and we can see the different sculptures that are there which Odissi draws from. Now here we come to manuscripts. There are 2 images. The first image shows a tied up palm leaf manuscript. The second image shows what a manuscript looks like when it is opened. And you can see that there are these paintings and there are also writings, and both the paintings and the writings contribute to the dance form of Odissi. Storytelling. Now, abhinaya, which literally means acting, is a crucial element of Odissi dance. Abhinaya can be translated as storytelling, okay? And to narrate a story through dance, dancers use three things, and these are facial expressions, hand gestures, and movements. Now let us look at the images. Image 1 is a dancer as a mother looking lovingly at her child. Image 2 is the same dancer hiding her face playfully from the rain. You can see how different hand gestures and different facial expressions and different postures are used to show different stories, different emotions. Now, dancers usually perform to a recorded story, and they only use their hands, face, and movements to narrate. And these stories are generally mythological tales or stories with a moral. Here I have two hand gestures which are generally used. The first gesture is called Suchi. It is used to represent the number 1. For example, one day, one thing, or one person. Picture 2. This gesture is called Simhamukha. It is used to represent certain animals, for example, lion, cows, deer, etc. And we learn more about this gesture called Simhamukha later on in the program. Now, these are some facial expressions, just as an example. You can see the first picture is that of a dancer showing anger. Her eyes are enlarged, there's no smile on her face, and she looks really angry. The second picture, in contrast, is that of a man, a male dancer, showing sadness or sorrow. You can see that from his face, his eyes are closed, his eyebrows are scrunched up, and he's looking very sad. Picture 3 again, in contrast, is of a dancer showing wonder, amazement. And you can see that her eyes are closed, her head is held high, there is a smile on her face. She's astonished by something. Okay, now that we have finished watching what the different facial expressions can be and how they can be used to tell a story, let us now watch a video as an example to see how storytelling is done through dance. This is the story of a blue jackal. It is from the book named Panchatantra, or the Five Tenets. You can see I have put up an image of the book of Panchatantra on the left hand side over here. And this image, this is sort of the first page of the oldest surviving book of Panchatantra. Like, it has been reprinted many times throughout the ages. When it was first written, it was like handwritten on like palm leaf manuscripts. Remember the manuscripts that we saw earlier? And this is sort of the image is the first page of the oldest surviving printed book of Panchatantra. Okay, so this story, the blue jackal, like all other Panchatantra tales, is a typical Indian mythological story. It also comes with a moral at the end. And this story is performed by dancer Rajshri Warrior. And Rajshri is a Bharatnatyam dancer. Remember, Bharatnatyam is from the state of Tamil Nadu, which is in the south of India. And we also saw images previously in the video. Now, while watching the video, just try to look out for the hand gestures that are used to represent the jackal.
and also the movements to show how the jackal is walking. It will just sort of give you a context on how animal expressions and animal movements are done in Indian dance. Now, you can see a link on this video, but unfortunately you cannot click on the link through the video. So pause the video over here, go to the PDF file of this video. It will be titled TPVA, but as a PDF file that you have got, and you can click the link on the PDF file, and it is on page 13 of the PDF file that you will see this link and this entire page, and then you click on, and once you click on the link on the PDF, it will take you directly to the YouTube page. Okay, but remember, after you've finished watching the story, come back to this video again and push play. Okay, so remember, just pause me here, go to your PDF file and click on the link. Then again, after you finish watching the story, remember to come back here and finish this video. I know it sounds a little complicated, but trust me, you will love watching the story. Okay, okay, so let's go quickly and start watching the story. Remember to come back.
Now that we are back from watching the story, we saw that Rajshri used a lot of hand gestures and a few movements to narrate the story. Similarly, in this program, we are going to learn a few hand gestures and a few animal movements in order to narrate a story. We will learn how to narrate the story of the hare and the tortoise. This story is very common in India and is often enacted in different classical dances. It is a story about how a hare challenges a tortoise to race, but then loses at the end. But more about this story later on. Let us now go over the steps that we need to follow.
So these are the steps that we are going to follow for today. So basically, we will learn 3 hand gestures and 2 basic movements. First, we will learn the hand gesture and the movement used for the hare. So look for the file titled The Hare. Second, we learn the hand gestures and movements for the tortoise. So look for the file titled The Tortoise. And at the end of learning, you'll all watch me perform the story. So look for the file titled The Story.
After watching me perform, I would love if all of you would perform this for your friends or family. You can also perform it with your friends or family. You can also perform a different story using all of these hand gestures that you learned. And do not forget to click pictures while doing so. Thank you all for going over this introduction with me. Now let us get learning.